I want to talk about Teacher Peter Mokaya, a Kenyan who won a global award as the best teacher in the world. How many of you watched it on news? What a pride to our nation. He has become the first African, not first Kenyan, the first African to win this award since the award was initiated in Dubai. You see where Kenya has been found on the global market. Where are you? There were over 10,000 competitors, teachers from all over the world. Kenya emerged number one. Peter teaches mathematics and physics in a small secondary school in Nakuru, just behind here. The initiative said, among other reasons, why they were giving reasons why Peter emerged the best teacher in the world, was not just because he knew mathematics and physics, but because over the years, Peter has been using over 80% of his salary to sponsor needy but bright children in that school. So impacting his community. You know what it means that a teacher that is earning a peanut, perhaps 20,000 or 30,000 if at most, every month dedicates 80% of that salary to train bright children in that school. And he has done it over the years, not knowing that the world has been monitoring him. He has just done it, doing it. He never knew there will be day of award, never knew there will be day of recognition. He was just doing it. And on top of it, a male teacher in this country training students without molesting anybody. Without sexual abuse. I watched it live. When he was asked, Peter, what motivates you to do what you do? Hear his response, because I wrote it verbatim. He said, passion drives me. Passion drives me. Right there, an ordinary teacher that perhaps may never could have owned even one bedroom till he died, was given an award of 100 million Kenya shillings. 100 million Kenya shillings. Later, the president also donated 20 million Kenya shillings. And the day Peter arrived into Kenya, he was given a heroic and a national welcome. I watched his arrival. The whole media houses were there. We never had his name before this award. I was so proud to be a Kenyan that day. That on a global market, Kenyan can emerge number one in teaching. This is a land for global market. But I want to let you know things that the world does not know that Peter gained outside 120 million. Look at the things he gained. Number one, he gained monetary blessings without corruption. Much more than he gave. He gave passion. He reaped financial blessings. According to Luke 6:38. Number two, Peter gained a good name. Proverbs 22 verse 1, a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. He has a name on the global market overnight, but he didn't come overnight. He has been working. Let me tell you, you will see Peter in UN, in African Union, and to anywhere Peter goes today, he will be saluted. When he arrived, governors were there, national leaders were there, giving speech on his behalf. He gained a good name that he made money by diligence and sacrifice and not by corruption. Number three, he gained fame. Zephaniah chapter 3 verse 19 tells you that I will take away your shame and give you fame. Zephaniah 3:19, behold, at that time I will undo all that afflict thee, and I will save her that halted, and gather her that was driven out, and I will get them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame. In everywhere you have been put to shame, you gain fame. He gained fame. Number 4, Peter gained global recognition and acceptance. No embassy will deny him visa. In fact, as I'm talking to you, I know people are bidding for him. The world is pleading, come and teach our children. Come and teach because it's physics and mathematics that he's teaching. He will never look for job all the days of his life. Even in retirement, people will still be begging him. He got global recognition and acceptance. Number 5, Peter gained honor and dignity. He gained honor and dignity. He appeared in the newspaper without paying. On every television house without paying. Some of us, we have to pay millions for us to run 30-second advert. He stopped the procession of media to gain honor and dignity. Number 6, Peter will leave an inheritance for his children's children. Generational blessings, because he cannot finish 100 million after investing it. Proverbs 13:22 says, good man leaveth inheritance for his children's children. So, by sacrifice, by giving ordinary peanut, by doing it with the whole of his heart, he has laid a serious inheritance for his children. Number 7, Peter has left a legacy that a teacher can be on the global market. That a teacher can handle 100 million. Teacher of secondary school. He has left a legacy in this nation that Kenya brought Africa to the global market. He has left a legacy that we have a good academic system, education system in Kenya. He has left a good legacy that it doesn't matter what the world is saying, that people are being abused, our children are being sexually abused. There are still upright men. If you look at Matthew 26:13, Jesus talked about the woman that broke the alabaster box of ointment and said, wherever the gospel is preached, what she has done will be remembered of her. And therefore, I want to ask you 3 important questions today. My first question comes from Acts chapter 3 verse 6. Acts 3:6. Then Peter said, silver and gold have I none, but such as I have, give I thee. In the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, rise up and walk. The question I want to ask you today is, what do you have to give? What do you have to give to the 21st century? We have only 81 years remaining for our century to be gone. In the next 81 years, this century is gone. Then we enter into 22nd century. And I can tell you, there is none of us today that will see it. Unless you are about 20 years or below. From 30 years old, you cannot be Methuselah. So, we have to go home. So, you need to deposit something in the 21st century. The second question is from Mark 14:8. Mark 14:8. Those 3 questions, you need to take them home. Mark 14:8. She has done what she could. She is come aforehand, ahead of others. Ahead of others. To anoint my body to the burying. Ladies and gentlemen, have you done what you can? If it comes to ministry, offering, blessing, service, have you really done what you can? Jesus knows our strength. Jesus said she has done what she could. Leave her alone. Why are you fighting her? Why are you criticizing her? Why are you bitter? Leave her to do what she can. She has done what she could. The question I'm asking some of you today, have you done what you can? Number 3, and the last question. Matthew 26:13. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this, that this woman, this particular woman, not these women, not these queens and stars, this particular woman, individual, has done, be told for a memorial of her. The question I want to pose you with today is, what memorials are you erecting? for your world. I have 2 memorials I want to leave behind, apart from my family legacy. Of course, being a good wife, being a good mother. I thank God that when I'm still alive, our 2 boys said in the ears of me and my husband, if we are to marry today, we want a replica of our mother as wives.
Wow.
Our 2 boys said, if God gives us wives like Mom, we are satisfied. When my younger brother, the one immediate to me, was looking for wife, he will cry, God, give me a replica of my sister, and I'll be satisfied. So leave the family legacy alone. There are 2 legacies I want to leave in ministry. Number 1 is people. The right people. I want to leave behind the right people as a memorial. I want to leave not just crowd, but the right people. The correct Africans, the right Christians, the right people. Number 2, I want to leave physical buildings, structures, and systems. I thank God you were taught that in the morning. And I was telling Apostle that these are the things I do. It's my life. I want to leave behind physical buildings, structures, and systems. One of them is this church. Until Jesus comes, our name can never be deleted from here. It doesn't matter the level of corruption, anybody, it doesn't matter, you can't delete it. If you delete it, the sand under this building will arise. So everywhere we go doing work, we don't just want to leave people. Because if you leave only people without buildings, there is no posterity. There's no prosperity. That's why those of you that are still renting and praying that God gives you your own. You can never dominate when you are still a tenant. You can never dominate. So I want to leave buildings as a signature of the work we have done. Both are inseparable. You can't leave people without building. They may scatter. You can't do building without people. It will be occupied by animals or the wrong people. 2 are inseparable. I need people, the correct people, and I need structures all over the world and buildings. One of the things I want to leave behind, you know where I'm going? Kitengela. You see this QEG Resource Center, it must be built. It must be built. We want to change the face of Africa. It must be built. And it is you and I. And if you refuse, but I know you will not refuse, because I told you last month, I couldn't have asked for a better audience in life than you. And I'm not flattering you. I couldn't have asked for a better audience. You QEG, you are an eternal excellency. I love you with the last breath in me. Because you are too dependable. So we are building the right people. And we are building the right structure. And that's why I'm praying for you.